Fashion is an art form, a cultural force that shapes and reflects the epochs through which it evolves. Each stitch and hem carries with it the stories of its time. From political revolutions to technological advancements, fashion is interwoven with the fabric of human history. In the 17th century, as European courts displayed their wealth and power, fashion became an ostentatious display of opulence. The introduction of lace and embroidery in men's and women's clothing from places like Venice and France was a clear marker of nobility. This era also saw the birth of fashion journalism, with the publication of the first fashion magazine in 1678, detailing the styles of the French court and later influencing the rest of Europe. The 18th century welcomed the Age of Enlightenment, where intellectual and philosophical pursuits were mirrored in simpler clothing styles that reflected a shift towards valuing comfort over pomp. The French Revolution brought about a radical simplification of dress as a political statement against the excesses of the aristocracy. Sans-culottes, wearing simple trousers instead of knee breeches, became a symbol of the revolution and marked a significant shift in social norms. As we entered the 20th century, World War I had a profound impact on fashion. Women's roles changed dramatically, and fashion reflected this with more practical, utilitarian clothing suitable for work in factories and offices. The 1920s flapper era later rebelled against this austerity with its jazz, short skirts, and bobbed hair, celebrating liberation and youthful exuberance. The post-war era and the 1950s brought about a new femininity in fashion with Dyer's new look, while the 1960s and 70s responded to the counterculture movements. Psychedelic prints, bell-bottoms, and the mod aesthetic spoke to a desire for peace and radical social change. Fashion was not just about personal style. It was a statement of one's political and cultural affiliations. The 1980s and 90s saw the rise of brand culture, with labels like Chanel, Versus, and later streetwear brands like Supreme, becoming not just fashion choices, but symbols of personal identity and social status. The advent of globalism meant that fashion trends could spread more quickly than ever before, with television and magazines reaching an international audience, making icons of certain designers and supermodels. In the 21st century, fashion is increasingly seen through the lens of sustainability. The industry faces criticism for its environmental impact, leading to the rise of eco-fashion and ethical manufacturing practices. Brands are now challenged to innovate not just stylistically but sustainably, as consumers become more environmentally conscious. The digital revolution has further democratized fashion, with online platforms allowing independent designers to reach global audiences and digital fashion shows becoming the norm during global crises like the COVID-19 pandemic. The future of fashion is being shaped by virtual reality, where designers and consumers can interact in digital spaces, crafting and experiencing fashion in completely new ways.